assessing leaders, we talked a little earlier about right seat and some of the things to think about from strengthening the culture and success performing the given role. That can be visualized as a kind of a 4-box or a 9-box where you've got an axis for culture strengthening and an axis for performance on the job results, and plotting that person sort of by those measures. So that's a common way to think about that. That same 4-box or 9-box visual is helpful for succession planning, by the way. So you start to think about, if I'm looking for my next person who's maybe 2 years out, 3 years out from being able to take this seat, or from all of the seats on my leadership team, plotting those in that way can help keep that front of mind. It's a good healthy exercise to do for succession planning for all the roles, sort of that depth chart, if you will, for the bench for your next leaders to come in. It's wise to have that. In general, though, assessing performance of leaders can be difficult. Some organizations, most, have some annual performance review, or APR, where they look once a year, they give some ratings and some feedback. Some organizations have switched to more of a quarterly process for that development, and then having an annual compensation review. Some do that more formally than others. Some have elaborate systems with multiple reviews and checkoffs. I'm not debating that performance management world. There's lots of things to talk about there, but for me, it's when you just, whatever system you're in, when you're thinking about giving that other human being feedback, how do I really look at all they've done over the last quarter or the last year, to give them instructive, honest feedback about how they're working in the organization and what they can do better, how they can improve. Because I believe, my mindset is, we always have room to grow. And so if we always have room to grow, and we agree to that, then that's a much easier way to have that conversation about development or improvement. If people feel sort of fixed that, I'm all set, I'm good, I don't need anything else, it's really difficult to give those people feedback that's helpful. And so some of the assessing of leadership has to have a foundation of just continuous improvement, working to get better, working to develop. And so that isn't going to happen in that moment necessarily. So I would just recommend kind of zooming out and saying, whenever we look at performance review, it's not just a review critically of what you've done, good, bad, or otherwise. It's a way for us to gather data and then say, based on where you are now and what the organization needs, and maybe what you need, these are some things that we could work on. And I want to help you do that as your leader. We want to help find you resources to do that. So that conversation is both a look back, how did this last quarter or year go, and then giving feedback to make them improve going forward to the future. Helping people understand that's the context is a big part of the work to do. Now, once you're actually sitting down and you're thinking about that person that you spend a lot of time with, and giving them helpful feedback, what's the rubric, or what's the assessment tool for that? And there's mountains of literature on leadership every year, written, created, only more so now. There isn't one like a standard rubric or assessment tool for leaders, because there are different styles of leaders. There's so many different organizations that want different things from their leaders. So it really is dependent on the type of business, the culture, many factors. So I don't think there's one size fits all solution for this. I do think that there are models that can be helpful. So that 4-box or 9-box on strengthening culture and performance, that's a base level thing to think about for everybody. Are there gaps there from what is expected? Is there exceptional work being done above what is expected? So that, to me, is a starting point. I also think about sort of the 3 circles of leadership, and that 3-circle graphic would look like you as the leader in the middle, or the person you're assessing in the middle, their team around them, so the team they lead, and then the greater organization. And perhaps even, one click out, another circle would be the rest of the ecosystem, customers, suppliers, et cetera. But just to start with these 3, their work on themselves, how are they doing? Their own development, their own things they've been working on. How are they doing leading their team, guiding their team, managing those folks, helping them get better and grow? And how are they doing as a leader in the organization? Just those three lenses, thinking about how they show up, the things they're doing, the things they're not doing, those opportunities for them to do more or less, or think about changing some of that. Those three circles give us lots of opportunities to give feedback. This is the thing that you're doing great when you stand up in front of the entire company at our all hands and you talk about finance or engineering or sales, whatever your realm is. These are the things that maybe you could do to improve that or make it more effective or land your message better. So those three circles, along with the four box, can be really helpful. And then the last thing I think of, if they're doing great at all of that stuff, they're nailing everything. Oh gosh, what else could I think about? And I think about the CEO role, and again, it's not just those four circles, but it's where I spend time. And a big one is as a CEO, I'm working on myself, my team, the culture for the organization. The two other areas are sort of that stakeholder map. So board or investors, customers, suppliers, other people in the community, other industry associations, other partners that we might be looking at. So being visible, being involved, being out there externally to the business to get a pulse for the market, what our customers really need, what's happening with trends. Being involved externally for the CEO, I think, is a requirement. For other leaders, it's an opportunity. They could do more of that if they're doing a little bit now. Maybe they don't do any of it now. They're only focused inside the business. Sitting on an advisory panel for an industry group could be really helpful. Going on some customer visits could be really helpful. So some of those external opportunities. And the last one is really looking at their particular technical genius. So when I mean technical, I don't mean technology. It could be sales, it could be finance, it could be engineering, it could be philosophy, whatever their thing is that they're uniquely gifted at and skilled at, maybe what they went to school for, maybe what they really are passionate about, that their gifted piece that really they can do better than anyone else in that team or in the organization. Having time to feed that too. So leaning into those strengths. So never to overshadow the other responsibilities of their role, but certainly if they're really great at something, let's get them continuing to work and develop in that space. So those are the models that I think about when I think about assessing a leader, giving them feedback to help them really move forward and grow.